So, hello, happy Saturday to yous. What's good on the internet? What's good in life? Akeem Balaam, aka LI495. My weekend show, 10 minutes on the clock, so let's get right to it as that old clock is indeed a-ticking. So, Tim Tebow's presser earlier this week. Tim Tebow's presser was so huge that it had to be held in the Jets training facility. Huh? Come again? I mean, I've been reading all these internet reports and all of these online rankings that are going on about Tim Tebow, talking about him as one of the most marketable, not only athletes but celebrities in the world. I mean, he's about these days. He's about as marketable as Oprah and Kate Middleton. Huh? Come again? That's where Tim Tebow is, and people aren't even too sure about his status as a quarterback. I mean, even Tim Tebow said it himself that he's trying to say, "Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be a starting quarterback again in this league." Please, we know he's going to be a starting quarterback. That freaking presser at the Jets training facility, I mean, it had 200 freaking media types at that presser. I mean, I imagine that a running Twitter joke and a running joke around the internet once we saw just where that press conference was being held and how huge it was, that seemingly that it was being covered by perhaps international media, and since now he's a worldwide celebrity and perhaps using his Christian faith to get to it. That's why some people are starting to become a little bit skeptical of his Christian faith. But, he had this huge press conference at this training facility with all these media types, and I reckon that a running Twitter joke and a running joke around the internet is that that this press conference was so big that you think it wasn't held somewhere in a church in Lower Manhattan. So Tim Tebow had this press conference, and the fact that this was so big, and the fact that now that he's become this big of a celebrity, as well as the combination of New York and everything that goes with being a star quarterback and being a celebrity in that city, just ask Jeremy Lin about that, then that tells you all you need to know about this situation. Mark Sanchez is in trouble. His behind is grass, and as far as I'm concerned, the moment everybody is saying that Mark Sanchez is going to be the starting quarterback, Tannenbaum's trying to say it, Woody Johnson's trying to say it, Rex Ryan's trying to say it, baloney. The moment Mark Sanchez throws three interceptions a game, MetLife Stadium will be chanting so loud you'll be able to hear it in the Poconos. Tebow, 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 Tebow. The moment he struggles, Tebow's going to be the starting quarterback because the fans in New York are going to demand it. Moving on to another story that's really got me and really had my attention this week. Magic Johnson's purchase of the Los Angeles Dodgers, a $2 billion purchase, along with Stan Kasten, who was a former executive with the Atlanta Braves organization, and some other bigwigs that will now be purchasing the LA Dodgers from Frank McCourt. So all of that nightmarish mess that they've been going through with the Dodgers, from the parking lot scuffles to the divorce to everything that's been going on bad with the team outside of Matt Kemp and Clayton Kershaw, because of course they're the two bright spots right now in that team. Looks like all that is about to come to an end, even though McCourt is about to turn a profit on that sale of the Los Angeles Dodgers, because it looks like that he's going to be getting a lot of money back from it, and he's going to be retaining a good investment in those parking lots as well surrounding Dodger Stadium. But Magic Johnson, a huge LA celebrity, a huge LA icon, of course, of the Los Angeles Lakers. They just aired the documentary, the announcement on ESPN. So Magic Johnson, new owner or at least new part owner of the LA Dodgers, hopefully will bring some good fortune to that franchise, and hopefully will restore Dodger Blue to what it once was. I mean, this guy owned just about everything: movie theaters, condos. Now he's purchasing baseball teams, and he's also planning on starting a television network also sometime in the future. So that's one thing with the Dodgers, and the next thing, of course, we got to see how that will impact their TV negotiation rights going forward, because it looks like that the Dodgers are, they're trying to figure out which TV deal to take. There's a lot of speculation if they're going to stay with Fox, if they're going to go over to Time Warner, because the Lakers are planning on starting their own network in collaboration with Time Warner, and it looks like that the Dodgers, if they wanted to, they could really join the LA Lakers and pretty much cement the fact that would be LA's sports station, if they indeed have the top two LA teams on that network. So as we are coming up to halftime as we are coming up to halftime, was it also in some ways a disappointing week for international sports in the United States of America. Why? Because the USA men's soccer team will not be, or unfortunately not be, joining their female compatriots in London for this year's Olympics in 2012 with them. They will not be going to the Olympics because they had a 3-3 draw with El Salvador, of all countries, after blowing a lead. They had the lead 3-2 in stoppage time, but they blew it. It's 3-3, and now they will not be going to the Olympics. There is no excuse, I believe, if you're the USA men, and after you had that extremely momentous performance in 2010 in South Africa at the World Cup, that is not an excuse to blow that lead, especially with the Olympics on the line. There's no excuse going from here and perhaps, really trying to take men's soccer to, to a really great place, to the point of where it can not necessarily compete with Spain and Brazil and Italy and countries like that, or Mexico, because we're not at that point yet, but certainly move on up in the world rankings. That does not do us any good if we cannot qualify for the Olympic competition this year in London for the 2012 Olympics. So in some senses, also somewhat of a disappointing week this week for international sports in the U.S. on that kind of a level. And the last story that I want to cover before I get out of here, and I still have a lot of time, I have a lot of time to talk about this, is, did anybody hear about this story that crossed the wire? And it has a lot to do with sporting media. But the story goes that Fox, obviously who Fox is. Fox owns many sports networks. They own FoxSports.com, obviously Fox Soccer Channel, the Speed Network, and also something called Fuel TV, which is an action sports network, like something like BMX, skateboarding, snowboarding, motocross, things like that. That's what you would find if you were to watch Fuel TV. Well, there is a report out there, according to Bloomberg Sports, that perhaps, or rather Bloomberg Business Week, that perhaps Fox is considering an option of changing either Fuel or Speed to a full-service Fox television network, a full-service Fox sports network along the lines of ESPN. Now, the original report stated that the network to be flipped would be Fuel TV because it's only in 30 million homes worldwide, or rather nationwide, and I guess it's not necessarily doing all that much of a bang-up job ratings-wise. So they figured that they're gonna flip one of their spare parts and start to get rid of what they perceive as dead weight, and perhaps change that to a full-service Fox channel. Who knows? Maybe even if they did change it over to a full-service Fox channel, maybe the theme show for all of their programs, the theme song would be da-da-da, 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 the NFL theme, because they're putting the NFL theme on just about everything. Maybe they'll do that for their World Cup coverage in a few years as well. Blech. But anyway, they may flip that over to a full-service Fox channel. They may also flip Speed over to a full-service Fox channel. Now, the way I see this is that if they flip one of these channels, I think it would make more sense, and this sort of hurts considering I'm a fan of Speed, but it may make more sense to change Speed over to a full-service Fox channel, because that thing, I think, is in 90+ million homes, and Fuel, I think, is in like 35 million homes nationwide or something like that. So they wouldn't necessarily have to worry about trying to get more carriage deals if they indeed flip Speed as opposed to flipping Fuel. And I think since Speed's nucleus is NASCAR coverage, the new Fox channel may keep NASCAR coverage, while most of their other motorsport shows, I imagine, would move over to Fuel in the event of a flip. So that's what I think there. And also, shout out to my good buddy Miguel Campos via Twitter, who also dropped me this line talking about Jamie Moyer at 49 years old. I believe I mentioned this in an earlier episode, but now that the rosters have been set and we're about to kick off baseball season, Jamie Moyer at 49 years old has indeed made the roster for the Colorado Rockies, giving hope once again to old people everywhere that you know what, if you still got it, you still got it. Go ahead, keep on going. So Jamie Moyer will make the Colorado Rockies roster. So that's my edition of 10 minutes on the clock for this week once again here on the Real Sports Talk Network. What you think about these stories? Fox perhaps creating a new Fox Sports Television Network, believe it or not, opposite Fox Sports Net, the Tebow presser, the Magic Johnson news, everything else, United States men's soccer not making the Olympics, Jamie Moyer news. What do you think? Major League Baseball, Final Four. I got 3 of my Final Four picks in the who went to actually did go to New Orleans. I got Kentucky, I got Kansas, and I also got Louisville, who just about nobody else called, but I got those other teams. So rate, comment, react, reply, add, subscribe. Look forward to reading your comments. One guy talking about nothing. LI495, Real Sports Talk, Keen Balaam. See you on the internet somewhere.